Today I've got a bit of a training exercise for you. What you're going to need is just a normal map, a physical paper map, and you're going to need a compass or some means of finding north. So if you know how to find north, okay, without using a compass because you're that good, then crack on with that. If not, bring a compass and I'm going to explain why. The idea of this exercise is quite literally to replicate getting lost, I guess. You know, it's trying to find where you are on the map, okay, but in a more safer environment. So when you're starting off practicing this, you definitely want to go somewhere where you feel really comfortable. Go for a walk across a field or walk into the woodlands or wherever, top of a hill, just stop there, okay, and then get your map out and start working out where you could be. I've come around here and I've just sat myself down and now I'm just on top of this hill, just having a good old look around. So I have my map and I've got my compass. I know that I'm somewhere here. I came to this place here, Capstan Farm Country Park, and I've gone for a walk, okay, and then I've just stopped. And now what I want to do is I want to try and find out where I am on this map. This is literally practicing your skills and trying to relate the map to the ground. So before we do anything, the first thing that you want to do, okay, is orientate the map. And that's going to be using your compass. You want the grid lines, the uppy-downy lines, okay, on the map, pointing north-south, the same direction as the compass is pointing. To orientate the map, all you're going to do is you're literally going to turn the map like so, okay, until you've got something that resembles this. We've got magnetic north, it's pointing that way, and we've also got the grid lines on the map, okay, pointing in the same direction. So this map is now orientated. Orientating the map, okay, should be the very first thing that you do when doing this exercise. It's just going to make it so much more simpler. So for this training exercise now, once we've orientated the map, compass, that now goes. Okay, you do not need your compass anymore for this training exercise. Everything from now on, okay, is going to be using your eyes, looking for features, and then trying to find it on the map. Once the map is orientated and you've taken the compass away, you just leave it on the ground. Okay, there's no need to pick it up. Just leave it on the ground, and all you're going to do is you're literally going to move around the map now for the rest of the exercise. So my map's on the ground, and I'm just going to leave it there. All I'm going to do now is I'm just going to stand up in my spot, and I'm just going to start looking for features. As you can see there, we've got some trees. We've got this feature here. You can see it's a bit of a re-entrant, so that's definitely a prominent feature and something that we can look for on the map. We start looking here where it goes up the hill there. You can see there's a footpath up the top. You can see there's a line of trees there, but they're quite thin and they run all the way alongside that footpath. Feature here, okay, the footpath and everything all meets up into that corner, and we've also got this other tree line. So we keep coming around, follow this all the way up the hill, and then here we've got flat ground here, so that's definitely another feature to look for. So we know we're at the top of a hill. This tree line here, you can see through it, so we know that it's going to be very thin. So if it is marked on the map, it's just going to be like a thin sort of wooded green line perhaps. Then we've got this block, this wood block here. It's a lot thicker, it's a lot denser, okay, and the type of trees in there, we've got deciduous trees, all right, so the leaves have fallen off of it, okay. Now an Ordnance Survey map, that will show. If it was coniferous, okay, again, we could maybe start looking on the map for a coniferous wood block. Just down there, there's a little wooden fence post, and there's also another one up there. Now they're for public footpaths. So we've got another public footpath that's running up and down that hill. So what we're going to do now is, now we've collected a few bits of information, we can start looking into the map and start trying to find out where these bits might be on the map. For me, the most prominent feature around here is this bit of terrain here. All right, you can see that it's going down and then it goes back up, but it's also lower over there than it is here. So it's a bit of a re-entrant, okay, that we've got going on here. Now, a re-entrant, if we're looking at thinking about contour lines on a map, a re-entrant kind of does this. It kind of has this sort of shape. That's like the cut-in section into the hill or a mountain or whatever. So basically this is kind of what you're going to be looking for a re-entrant. Now this is quite a long re-entrant, this one, and it goes all the way down there, finishes right up into the distance up there. Because we've orientated the map, we know, okay, that re-entrant is pretty much running from north to south. So north that way, south that way. That would be really helpful when we start looking on a map. So if we take our little picture of a re-entrant, we know that it's going from north to south. When we put it on the map, it's going to be orientated like that. So we're now looking for contour line features, okay, that look like that and they're orientated that way. Okay, so this is what we're looking for. And straight away, I can see this feature here. It's like a big old re-entrant, and that's our drawing. And it makes sense in the way that it's running from north to south. So now we've found something. We know now that we've got to be around here. So that for a feature was a good one. Let's talk more about this and start breaking it down even more. We know this is the re-entrant, okay, that's in front of us. We know, because the map is orientated, that we have to be on this side of it, possibly in this sort of area here. So we're going to start collecting a few more features and start breaking it down even more. The next feature that I'm very interested in looking at is this here. Okay, we saw the posts, the wooden posts that denote that it's a footpath, but also we've got this thin strip of woodland, okay, that runs parallel with the footpath, and it cuts through that re-entrant. So now let's look at the map and see if we can find something that looks like that. So here's the re-entrant, and we've already worked out that we're on the right-hand side, somewhere in this area. What we're looking for now is a footpath that cuts through that re-entrant, and on that footpath, a thin strip of woodland. This footpath here, and you can just see the little symbols to denote trees. So that is a super thin bit of woodland following a footpath that cuts right through the re-entrant. So we have the re-entrant and we've got the footpath coming down from the top of the hill straight through the middle with a thin woodland following it. Now we've confirmed that this is the footpath. We also know what side of the footpath we're on, which is up to the south here. And we know that we're to the right of this re-entrant, but we're still in the open field, so we haven't crossed that fence line yet. So we now know we are in this box area here. We want to find out on the map where we are in that little open area box. And there's a couple of things we can do. Right? We're not quite at the top of the hill. We know that we're not at the top of it, but we're just off the top of it. So we're nearly at the top, okay? So that will come in handy. But also what we can do is start judging some distances. So we know that we've got like the perimeter of that box is there, and we've also got that side and that side. So we're in a bit of a box. If I look that way, I'm nearly in the middle. I'm almost in the middle. From that wood line to that wood line is almost the same distance. Now we're back at the map, we can see how helpful that is. We know that we're in between these two wood lines, coming in around here, because like I said, we're not quite at the top of the hill, okay, so we're just a little bit lower. I would say that we are right around here. Okay, so I'm going to stop the exercise there, and I really do hope that you get the point that I'm trying to make. If you're not too confident with maps, come out, make a cup of tea, sit on top of a hill or next to a river, okay, get your map out and just start looking around you. Start collecting all the features, look at the terrain, and when you think that you're in a particular area, make it even smaller. These Ordnance Survey maps are packed full of information. They're absolutely fantastic. This is something that we do, all right? You're clearly watching this video because you've got an interest in map reading and land navigation. So just come out with your map, have a cup of tea while you're doing this exercise. And the thing is it can only help you get better and better. Now, if you do this and you find it super easy, go somewhere a bit more difficult. Go somewhere flat ground perhaps, you know, where you're really zoning in on the finer details. Go to the middle of a forest, try that one, that one's difficult. But you get the idea. So just get out there, get practice in, and before you know it, you're gonna be doing this while walking. And you're just gonna be like, boom, yep. And you're not gonna even need your compass. All during that exercise, you shouldn't be taking bearings. No compass work apart from orientating your map. That's the idea of this exercise, to not use your compass, is to focus in on the terrain and the features around you. If you like the video, okay, please do give it a thumbs up. Do think about subscribing to the channel. I'm gonna have loads of content coming out this summer, you know, climbing, bushcraft camping, all that sort of stuff, and more navigation lessons. Take care of yourself. I'll speak to you soon, and I've spoke too much. Ta-ra.